Hey, and welcome back to another Animal Crossing video. Today I thought it would be kind of fun and relaxing to just go and take a peek at all of the upcoming Amiibo cards that will be available in Series 5. We'll go over all of the changes they've made to the cards' designs themselves, as well as the new characters. I'll also go over all of the information we found out about the new characters from Pocket Camp, or about the information from the characters that existed in previous games that are new to New Horizons. So let's get started. Starting with 401, we have Tom Nook, and something to note between these cards and the previous style of cards is that they removed the kind of tile set background that the old cards have, and they just replaced it with the leaf background logo as a tile pattern. They also got rid of the mini games for the dice, so there's no longer a dice that used to be used in Amiibo Festival, as well as the rock, paper, scissors or Rochambeau symbols on the right hand side. So all of those are completely not here, but what that does allow us is to have a little bit more real estate with the villagers themselves, where Tom Nook can take up even more of the frame, which is really nice. So we do have Tom Nook as our first one with his little toe beans, and he's kind of strutting along, which is a really fun new pose for him, and he has his New Horizons shirt on. Next we have Timmy and Tommy with the New Horizons shirt and a little flag, as well as his winter outfit for Tommy sitting on the ground. I love that Timmy is standing on a little stump. That's super cute. Then we have Isabelle, who seems to have the most cards, I think, out of every Animal Crossing villager ever. Probably even more than Tom, because she has so many outfits, but this is her summer / New Horizons outfit, and she has her cute little flats on. Then we have Orville talking into his headset, probably to Mr. Wilbur, who is next at 405. Then we have Blathers, who's kind of reading a book. I really like this pose of Blathers, like doing something. Something about these new cards to mention is a lot of them do have new props, which weren't really a thing very often, if at all, in the previous Amiibo cards. So it's cool to see that they're adding new poses, but also props for them to kind of hang on to and add a little bit more personality to the characters themselves. Then we have Celeste, who is stargazing up at the sky, and Miss Mabel, who's greeting everybody coming into the Able Sisters. Then we have Sable, who has this really cute shy pose. I'm guessing that Tom Nook walked into the Able Sister shop and she got a little bashful. They do have a history together. They're very, very close friends, and I think there's a reason why the Able Sisters always seem to go wherever Tom Nook goes. At 410, we have Miss LaBelle with her pad of paper and her pencil to take some notes, and KK Slider in a slightly different pose than usual, but his most notable difference is that his eyes are closed and he's not staring straight forward into your soul like on the previous card. 412, we have CJ holding up a Mahi Mahi and taking a selfie, and then his partner Flick is a little camera shy, facing backwards and looking over his shoulder. Then we have Miss Daisy May, who dropped a turnip. This is actually a very cute pose, but it is nice to see that Daisy May gets her own card. We have Kix hanging out, kind of looking over his shoulder and crossing his arms, and then we have Sahara as well, which I'm pretty sure both have had cards before, but they get a little extras. Then we have Mr. Harv, who has a new card, and Gullivar with his phone. These two both have props, which are really cool, so the tambourine and the cell phone are just little props that the characters can have in their Amiibo cards, and I really like that about these. Next we have Wisp waving around and hopefully not getting too spooked. And then we have Lolly in her brand new Happy Home Paradise outfit with the little flower in her hair. She looks so cute and so happy. And our new two favorite NPCs, Nico at number 421 and Wardell at 422. I love both of them so much, and I'm so excited to be able to chit chat with them and interact with them and kind of see what their personalities are in the game. And then of course we have Tom Nook and Isabelle once again. Tom Nook kind of having this belly laugh, which is a really cute pose for him. You don't get to see him genuinely laughing too much, but it is very nice. And then Isabelle in a fall sweater as well. So moving on to probably the more exciting part is we get to see Sherb, who is a lazy little goat. He's so cute. And Megan. So both of them are holding props. So again, the props that they've added are really fun on these cards, and I really like them a lot. Then we have Dom the Jock, who's kind of throwing his arms up. He looks pretty excited. And we have Miss Audie, who's kind of bashful looking, but also a little bit more on the sassy side. I don't know what that face is, but it's very cute. Sid is kind of just hanging out there. He's just, doing Sid things. But Judy has a cute little basket that she's holding on to. And then for 431 with Mr. Raymond kind of having that smug thinking pose, and Renee actually doing a very similar pose. These two standing next to each other just cracks me up because it kind of looks like they're mirroring each other a little bit. Or maybe Renee is just making fun of Raymond since she is a sisterly and he is a smug. So next up we have Sasha, and this is kind of where we're going to go into the more of a deep dive in the characters that we learned about. So Sasha is a lazy bunny and he has his birthday on 5/19. We did get to find out that a little bit of a fun snippet for Sasha in Pocket Camp. So we know that he loves taking selfies and makes the exact same face in every photo, but that doesn't stop him from taking about 100 a day, and knowing that he probably posts them all on Instagram as well. Next up we have Ione, or Ione, however you want to pronounce it, maybe I1 if you want to bother some people, but she was born on September 11th and her tail looks like the starry night sky. She's usually pretty quiet, but she'll talk your ear off if you ask her about constellations, so she's probably very much into astrology and all that fun stuff, and she has a really cute tail. I love all the posing she does, and the color palette of this character is right up my alley, and I just find her very, very visually appealing as a character. After that, we have Tanshin, who is a jock born on August 18th, and he insists that his shoes help him run faster. He's always running to his destination, so he never takes them off, which is hard to test this theory. I mean, you know, I have to be honest with Tanshin on this one. I'm sure it does run faster if he's wearing shoes, because then his feet won't hurt as much. But I love his little, I know he's based off of kind of some Monkey King lore that I'm not very familiar with, but to me, his headband reminds me of one of the mage's headbands in Maple Story, which you can get, so I kind of love his design just for the headband alone. Then we have Shino, who is born on October 31st, aka Halloween, so unfortunately we will miss her birthday, but she is a peppy deer, and she seems like the quiet, mysterious type before she starts talking, that is. She tries to befriend everyone who she meets and will probably tell them her whole life story in the process. One thing I love about this new character is all of her facial expressions are really dramatic, and we haven't really seen a dramatic facial expression too often in Animal Crossing. Judy and Dom were a very drastic change, and I'm glad that they're adding these new drastic changes to the not only the designs of the characters, like her with her giant horns, but also the facial expressions that the characters have. Next we have Marlo. Rumor has it that Marlo runs some sort of underground organization. No one knows for sure because everyone's too afraid to ask. I've heard a lot of people reference him as like a mafia kind of guy, and I kind of love that this tiny little hamster is like so mischievous. But yes, he is a cranky hamster, which, you know, I feel like having more hamsters in general is good, but I love his design. I do find his facial expressions, especially when he's happy, to be a little bit off-putting, but hopefully it's not off-putting enough for people not to take him home and have him be part of their Animal Crossing family. Next is Petri, which is probably one of my other favorites in this group. Born October 23rd, so again, we just missed her birthday, unfortunately. It was probably a few days ago. And Petri's always doing some kind of research. When she's close to a breakthrough, she will stay in her laboratory for days, so maybe bring her a snack. And something I love about this character design is her little bow on the back of her hair. It's kind of hard to see, but I also love that in her design she has these kind of 3D glasses style ears, which are just very unique but also very fun. Then we have Cephalobot. With his metallic body and his sci-fi flair, Cephalobot looks like he can shoot laser beams out of his eyes. Wait. He can't actually do that, right? I love these descriptions. I'm glad we're getting more robot characters. We don't really have too many robot characters, and I did notice the other day that when you speak to robot villagers, they actually have a little bit more of a buzz into their jingle than they normally would. So I'm excited to have another robot character. I'm also excited that we have another octopus because we only have 3, and now we have 4. And he was born on April Fool's Day, which is also kind of fun. After that, we have Quinn, who is born January 20th. 20th, so just before my own birthday. Quinn is known for her super cool style. To maintain her reputation, she always gets dressed up to go out, even if it's going to the grocery store. That is the polar opposite of me, but I love her design. I love her bangs. They kind of have like this scene kid style bangs, and it's just really cool. As for the other upcoming villagers, we have Chabwick, who has a little popsicle. Next is number 442, which is my favorite anteater, Miss Zoe. So I am really happy Zoe is coming back. She was in my GameCube game, and I was really heartbroken when I found out she wasn't in any game beyond that. So it's really great to have her back. I used to think she was a robot because she has kind of this little like nubbin on her neck, and her old character kind of had this shiny look to her, but now it kind of looks like she's just wearing a onesie, and it's even cuter. So I'm pretty happy that her redesign made her kind of fuzzy, but also she just still is very cute. After that, we have Ace, who is a jock from the Animal Crossing GameCube, and he kind of has this cool little side pose, and his tail actually has a different color to it besides the blue, which is really interesting. So I'm curious to see what it looks like from when he's walking around. Then we have Rio, who probably has the most beautiful tail in all of Animal Crossing, and she is a Peppy from Animal Crossing GameCube as well. Then we have Fret, who is a Cranky. I actually love that Fret is a smiling Cranky because I feel like that's kind of rare. He does not look like a Cranky at all, but it's good to see a change in the character personality versus how they appear. Then we have Azalea, who's a Snooty. For some reason I kept calling her Petunia the other day, and I realized it's because her name is Petunia in other languages. But she's a really beautiful character. I love her color palette, and her pose on this is very nice. After that, we have two originally Islanders from Animal Crossing. So Roswell was only for Animal Forest E+, and he was an Islander, and Faith was in GameCube as an Islander. So what that means is in the old GameCube games, you could plug in your Game Boy Advanced into the GameCube, and you would be allowed access to a private island that you wouldn't normally get to otherwise. And so these two characters were Islanders, so it is very fitting that they brought two Islanders back. And there you have it. Those are all of the new Animal Crossing villagers in the Series 5 Amiibo card set. I am a little surprised. I don't want to say disappointed, but I am very surprised that there's only 48 cards, especially considering all of the other series have 100 cards about. So I just find that a little bit unusual, but they will be easier to get the special characters like Tom Nook and Orville, so that at least is a benefit if you are on the hunt for any of the new NPCs. I would like to see Animal Crossing bring out more of the old characters. There's a lot of really great old characters that deserve to make a comeback, and maybe hopefully they can bring back the RV cards as well. But let me know what you think of these new characters. If you have any new villagers that you are looking forward to, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I especially want to know if there's any other Zoe fans out there, just saying. But the Amiibo cards are going to be really hard to come by, so I wish you all the best of luck on your IRL villager hunts, and I'm really looking forward to adding these to my collection if I can get my hands on them. If you like this video, please consider booping that like button. It really helps out and lets the YouTube algorithm know that my video is pretty okay. I do want to say a quick thank you to my patrons and members. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support my channel. It always means so much to me, so just know that I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And with that, I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!